Oh, man. Hey, thanks so much for coming to see it, man.
Okay.
I appreciate your time.
You did that.
Great. Hold on. Usually here on Tuesdays, man. But
Okay.
awesome.
Give me a lay down. This is my brother. I got to document what's going on here because our chapter, they say the chairman name being used. Want to know what's going on? So give us
And I just want you to know, look, I never thought this would be as big as it is doing this. If you want me to change the name, I will. And if you don't want me to, I'd be grateful. But if you want, I will happily change it.
The deal is like this. You never hear. I say you never hear me say the police killed my father. Said the government assassinated Chairman Fred. It's an international phenomenon. What he represents to our people. So we want to make sure. So I want to see how what's the connection to Chairman Fred here. You know what I'm saying?
I'd be grateful to tell you.
Take me, explain to me what you read.
So I started this at the beginning of COVID, like Geno Caring Collective. It was just in the moment. Let's make groceries for our elders.
I'm documenting.
Yeah. Let's get the school meals picked up for people. Let's send them to go to school. Let's get like.
Give me a little backstory on you though. You know what I'm saying?
Shoot, I was born in Plaquemines Parish. My dad's been here my whole life. I grew up in Florida.
Turn it down a little bit.
But yeah, I mean, I grew up in Florida, in Gainesville.
Okay.
And, went to college there, moved back here 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Just been a radical my whole adult life, like trying to build community, trying to be accountable, trying to like do things that actually make a difference.
Yeah.
And then COVID hits and we're like all of a sudden doing this like, all right, let's make groceries for people. Let's get the school meals picked up. Let's get laundry done for people who need it, who it's not safe for them to go to these places.
Yeah.
And it just blew up. 2 months later, it's like 1,200 families we're doing service for in the whole area.
Did the COVID?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like at the beginning of COVID.
Okay.
Yeah, hundreds of volunteers, whatever. Anyways, fast track. COVID ends, we lose all our volunteers. We lose a lot of the families we're doing support for.
Yeah.
Still got like 30 or 40 families. We're renting space out of a UU church uptown. Ida hits. All of a sudden, we're doing the same thing. It's like all the same hurricane relief work is so similar. And then we get all these resources. People just bring us all these donations.
What was the name of it then?
The organization has been Geno Caring Collective.
Okay.
That's how we started, and that's what it's always been.
Yeah.
And we have that church, like rooms in the church uptown, basically.
Okay.
And then I had this crazy opportunity here. Like, I've never paid myself. We don't have any funding. We just get things people give us.
Yeah.
And these people were like, hey, we know you do good work. You're doing all this stuff. We have this building that's empty. We're waiting to sell it. They had like the $80,000 AC unit stolen for scrap metal.
Wow.
So they hit me. They were like, well, we know you do good work, whatever.
Yeah.
If you were just taking care of the space. Yeah. And this is what I'd really love to share with you is how I don't pay rent here.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
bartend.
Okay.
My friend, he bartends.
Okay.
But so anyways, long story short, they're like, if you'll just pay the water, electricity, get some insurance on it, you can keep it till we sell it.
Yeah. Okay.
$1 a month lease.
Yeah.
Now, of course, there's a lot of privilege there. There's a lot of like kind of random luck there, but also like leveraging the real shit we were doing for years.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like making hundreds of sandwiches for unhoused people every fucking week. I'm talking about being in community.
But this time, they said you get what was the name of it? It still was Geno Collective?
Well, my organization is Geno Caring Collective.
When was the name of the building? Give me the timeline on when the
well, that was when I first dreamed of it. Because basically it was like I had this room and had a door, and all these rooms in this place had like fancy people's names on them, like this honorific room with this dude's name on it, you know? And I always thought like, man, what would I name it? I'd be like, well, this would be like the Fred Hampton Free Store right here.
What was your connection, tribute to his name, Fred?
He's like my hero.
Yeah.
Like I
this
always.
Around the time the movie came out or before?
No, I mean like of my life, he's like a hero of mine.
Okay.
Truly. I just like. I don't know, learning about the Black liberation struggle. I was like a history major, and I always thought, well, let me learn about the real history of the world.
What history did you?
I got a history degree. I never taught it.
Okay.
I just like was in school for it, and used that to politically educate myself, to learn about the different experiences of the world. And the Black liberation struggle always stuck me. Like people like Fred Hampton, Huey Newton, people like Steve Biko in Africa, like. The story of Patrice Lumumba, like all these revolutionary figures just going through this shit. And Fred always stood out to me because he was so clear on how to bring people through. Like, you gotta be there for them first. You gotta give them the food that they need to be able to have a conversation. You gotta bring these resources in, and everyone has to do it together. Like the Rainbow Coalition, like if you're really there for liberation, you have to be all there for each other.
Yeah.
And I was just totally inspired by it.
I want to see the time while we have the discussion too,
Yeah.
Especially right now in this climate.
Mm-hmm.
Even when we're talking about coalitions, man, a lot of times people say, you know, they have coalitions. But two things. Chairman Pray talked about the whole thing about the political education.
Mm-hmm.
So, is that inclusive with the program?
Absolutely. I mean, it's kind of on like, it's like the long game for most things, because part of it is like, I mean, people just used to call this the abandoned family dollar, because it was an old family dollar. I was here for like a year, and people would say, oh, the dollar spot, or the abandoned family dollar. I was like, man, no, like, you know, I was talking to my friend who, like, he started doing shows here, you know, we just have like community events and shows. But he's like, no, this is like a serious place. This isn't just a random spot people got couches in. This is a community center.
That's a political education means, like, okay, I don't know if you're familiar with the work organization I'm the chairman of, I'm familiar with it. Are you type of like,
I looked up some about you recently. I never thought I'd ever be on your radar even. Like,
you know, it's something, I just commented something you said that. You know, a lot of people, they like, I said, why would they, how do they do this? They never cut. And I was, you know, and I try to be very objective.
Yeah.
And I actually said that on the way here, I said, no, a lot of people, I say, so you get in a certain position, you don't even think, like, what's the odds of, you know, even coming in contact with some accountability of, you know what I'm saying, that, in particular, like his son, and then add to that, an organization that's carrying on, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I thought of that immediately, where it's like, oh gosh, you know, here I am running this thing. I just renamed it that so people would care about the space and think about it. And honestly, learn about Fred Hampton. Because when people come here...
So what's some of the education that
you No, well, and all I wanted to add to that is like, you know, in the moment someone came in and was like, oh, with this organization, I'm like, word, gosh, you know, I never imagined this would be like, maybe this person won't appreciate this, and maybe I shouldn't have done this, you know, it's definitely like...
What's your thoughts on, like, you know, like what some of the aspects about the, the content services, the COINTELPRO, what's your thoughts about that?
I mean, I guess like my general thoughts are like, the government has been fucking terrible for 100 years on this shit, and from the moment, like my history thesis, my senior thesis was like 20th century fascism and the rise of the military-industrial complex, like the creation of the CIA, the creation of the NSA, all this shit. I read about like MK Ultra, all this shit.
Let me get some aspects of it too. Some information came out, even got more popularized after the release of the movie Judas and the Black Messiah. We had to contain a lot of misinformation about the Black Panther Party. And it was brought out, I think 72 or 76% of the information that was authored by the Black Panther Party, they see the feds, the federal government put out. You know what I'm saying? So what, like the distinguishing, like a lot of times, a lot of places, people couldn't tell between Black Lives Matter or Black Panther Party. You know what I'm saying? There's a certain unique politics. You know what I'm saying? Not saying like it got to be that antagonistic. A lot of stuff we go through right now to this day distinguishing that. Like in certain groups, they even use this name in different places, and then people call us when they get, like say for example, somebody coming in and have an issue with a product they get, and their mind is gonna be like, you know, it's gonna stick in their mind, Fred Hampton. You know what I'm saying? Like even the programs, the free breakfast program, free clothing program. There was a political education they had with that. You know what I'm saying? They even with support.
Political education is about it. Like it's at the core of all of it. And especially from my place of privilege, like I don't always get there in those personal relations with people. But like the whole neighborhood comes here. Like my elder, like black grandmas of the lower ninth ward come here, and you know I don't say I'm an anarchist or like I'm a radical leftist or whatever. But I do talk about what's important to me, and we do have like classes here, we have meetings here, there are like radical meetings that happen, like even skate night, it's easy to have like a roller skate night, and then there's like a place for people to have a personal conversation. It's like,
well, you know, the deal is the party had a unique line, but I think it's like a blanket approach, and we all had like the same thing. Like, I'm a little background on me, I grew up in Chicago, and we have a present day Rainbow Coalition, and like what's going on right now, some people like, they said, well, how could you have that? Like there's like some legitimate issues, like race issues, like to the black and brown, white communities, and but you know what I'm saying? It's a positive, like we able to distinguish forces who have points of unity, as opposed to somebody say, okay, well, you might just say, well, the cartel getting together with the black community. You know, what makes it unique, different? And I'm trying to figure out like the dynamics about one, the blatant contradiction about the work that the Black Panther Party Cubs is doing now. We have extra chapter here. You know what I'm saying? Free 'em on. We have, you know what I'm saying? We have comrades that's here. And you know, and so they how it looks like, like the front, like just, people ask me why they not involved. You know, why this location has been utilized by the Black Panther Party Club? And that, you know, Chairman Fred name, like you at the George Bush Center. You know what I'm saying? He's like, well, I don't see nothing about the American politics in there, or president representatives of the United States. You follow me?
Yeah.
This is one of my comrades also. Just so to finish it, okay, I cut you off. So give me some, take me around.
Yeah, so, I mean, it all really started like, you know, you get the space, what do you do with it?
Yeah.
People continuously give me resources. And most of the things are just like donations from people, but sometimes I get like old film set will donate stuff. These people were like junking out a Bourbon Orleans hotel and putting new stuff in. So they hit me up like, hey, we have all these nice like couches and chairs
and privilege something else too, ain't it?
Exactly.
You know what's ironic about it? You know what the campaign? We saved this house with the campaign to renovate the Hampton house. You know about that?
Yeah.
And, you know what I'm saying? We had a battle for that. People don't walk up to us and say, here, you know, we should have movie said that he can, you know what I'm saying? That's something, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they had come here for a event. It was like people they were just the regular workers.
Yeah.
So the A&C, that
big movie
company. Yeah. So they're making these people sell all this stuff, and then they have a week to like take it to Red, White, and Blue or to Goodwill.
Yeah.
And that's their whole thing is like they just take these trucks loads in.
Yeah.
But they had come here for like a show into the free store, and we're like, hey, we'd love to not give this to like these shitty corporations.
They didn't say the free store. They said the Fred Hampton free store.
No, it wasn't even named that.
Oh, what?
Yeah, no. I mean, like in my heart, it's been that the whole time, but we didn't like have it named that.
Yeah.
It's not like
okay.
It's kind of like a colloquial name. Like I mean, I don't want people to know because it's Fred Hampton who he is and like how it's connected. And again, it's political education. This isn't just about. This ain't charity.
Yeah.
This is not just a place to like have fun. This is a place for like serious shit.
A lot of weight comes with it, especially in these times.
Yeah. No, I don't take that for granted.
Yeah.
Now, of course, as I said, like, you know, what's an ant to an elephant? I never thought it would even be anything. I basically had this like on a 60-day lease, and they could kick me out anytime.
Yeah.
And I was like, every 60 days, I'm like, well, I might be gone anytime. You know, so it's not like, I mean, again, I don't have a budget. We don't have funding. I don't even look for funding. I just here every week doing service. I pay this with my bartending tips. And it costs about the same as it costs to live in Central City.
People see it online. It's like a real big deal. Yeah. There's a lot of moves you're doing.
Yeah. I mean, it is. It's a place that so many different people and groups are able to do things at because the whole point is to make it accessible.
Yeah.
You know, and like people who shouldn't be paying for access to the space don't. You know, like I have like people do like punk shows here and stuff, and they give me like $100 a night or something. But if it's a cutesy BIPOC art market, they won't pay me. Like I can't accept that. It's my, you know, even though it's like I really do.
But the political payoff a lot of them is too. They done an event tied to Chairman Fred Hampton. No, yes.
I mean, it's for the space.
It's for the space. Yeah.
I think it's also.
That's what we different.
Unfortunately, most people don't know who he is. Like, you should know.
They should know.
They should know.
Yeah. I mean, that's not by happenstance. They don't know. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people say, well, you should take that benefit. You should prefer they get it because they don't know it. A lot of times people they don't understand. Like I disagree with that. It's a lot of people they do know. This is like Tupac has said. Like in the black community, we grew up going to school to say Martin Luther King. Don't never say Malcolm X. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The way that they assassinated Chairman Fred, the way they assassinated the Spence Guy and Mark Clark, it was like part of the breaking process. Don't talk about this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, like, he was assassinated December 4th, 1969. No, Defense Guy and Mark Clark. December the 5th, law enforcement came through all the houses on the west side, Maywood in particular, and pulled black men and black children from their house, from their wives and children that never did under Chairman Fred. It's the breaking process. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think that's a reactionary response to say, well, people just don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because let's how you be clear. You know what I'm saying? Let's be. Like somebody might say, well, he's getting better donations than y'all get. People say, well, maybe he's a better organizer. But you call it out. You say, oh, privilege.
That's a lot. I mean, people from the beginning.
Yeah.
From the beginning of COVID.
Yeah.
So many people doing so much more important
I'm not
work.
blaming you for that.
No, I know. I agree.
I'm clear.
No, I see it clearly.
I'm making that correlation.
People give me so much shit they won't give to someone else.
I'm clear.
Stupid.
And I'm also saying the political weight that goes, like I said, with even artists performing, is different. It's a political payoff also. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not talking. I don't make sure. A lot of people automatically just go to finance. Yeah. I'm talking the political significance. You know what I'm saying? Like even to discuss the reparations. It's not. A lot of people think it's just about money. The government, but no, because the government, with black people in particular, if they get on the finance, you got to go back and change your history. Also, that you learned in history. And why are we paying? How do they look at history? The cornerstone who built this motherfucker. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So it's a whole political dynamic with this. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about, we had we so strategic and intense about the political legacy. I don't know, it was a big situation with Jay-Z, the hip-hop rapper Jay-Z, who happened to be born the same day Chairman Fred was assassinated. He had said he arrived the same day Fred Hampton died. The political significance of we had stressed the thing about assassinated. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I see other
he didn't die.
Oh, you telling me? You know what I'm saying? No. But you can see that. Yeah. You can see that contradiction. You know what I'm saying? So draw that correlation to, like I say, it's a different from artists performing for their flyer. They just perform it, you know what I'm saying, the event, you know what I'm saying, as opposed to Chairman Fred, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. The political significance. I want to preface this discussion with that. Who we dealing with? This is a political powerhouse. You know what I'm saying? Like we said, like the Maywood, the Hampton House is at. Geographically speaking, that's a small location. Politically speaking, it's a giant. You know what I'm saying? You follow what I'm saying? Yeah. So I like to preface the conversation because a lot of people automatically go to what is about money, what is about this, the political significance. To get to that point, you know what I'm saying? It took a lot to even get to bring the puss out the sore for the people to even say the term assassinated. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing the black community is deprived of in so many cases is an acknowledgement of the war that's waged on our people. You follow what I'm saying? Absolutely. You have like other communities, they say the ghettos in Nazi Germany. Our community is told that we create the ghetto. They call it the hip hop, the rap. They're called propaganda bombs. You know what I'm saying? We hear about political prisoners. You know what I'm saying? You see different presidents come out there have turkeys and stuff like this. Pardon turkeys. The black community is deprived of that. And we, you know what I'm saying? The fact, like even you feel Marcus Garvey?
Yeah.
Marcus Mosiah Garvey. You ever seen the flag, the red, the black, and the green?
Yeah.
You know the significance of that flag? The General Marcus Garvey came with that flag in response to every other community was laughing at the black community, said, the coons don't have a flag. That's where that flag came out. You say, because something who people who have been this shot all over the world, you know, deprived of a culture, you know what I'm saying, so they can relate to. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, when Chairman Fred being assassinated, I said we put it in political context. To say, man, they represents having so many black fathers and black mothers, you know what I'm saying, case over and over. Something and people can dare throw the name out there, like it's organizations that, you know what I'm saying, came up playing with the Black Panther Party name, playing with Chairman Fred's name. They go back to their life at the end of the day to have something to say, no, this is something that's a symbolism. You know, when they see it, it gives us something to stand up for. You know, to represent, like, there's something to say, nobody's gave us charity. You know what I'm saying? People get us, you know what I'm saying, the free breakfast program, the Panther Party will politicize people, and the people turn on see, a lot of people miss the other part of it. Like a lot of people be hustling, selling drugs, and they'll just say, what Malcolm X said, by any means necessary. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like cherry picking. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The Rainbow Coalition, people, oh yeah, they just came together. Oh no, you know what I'm saying, the Vanguard Party, you know what I'm saying? What time, location, who they dealt with? You know what I'm saying? Which particular time? You know what I'm saying? The politics of it. That's what I'm. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's what I'm laying out. It's respected in other communities who come in. Like Whoopi Goldberg, when she be on TV, and when she slip up and say the wrong word, you know what I'm saying? When she say gypsy or something before the commercial, they check up. You know about Nazi Germany. You follow what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They say the terms are important. The Holocaust. You know, our community has constantly been deprived of that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it should be like a protocol. Like you say, like a protocol. Say, hold on, especially access to technology and social media. You know what I'm saying? You've been to college. Your major is history. You should go. Hold on, man. Wait, okay, man. This thing, this phenomenon. How is the work carried on? You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times people that go to different easy attempt to say, well, they doing the same thing as the Black Panther Party. You know what I'm saying? Like less accountability. You know what I'm saying? They really don't touch down the actual entity that's carrying on the work. You know his house is at? The second where he grew up at.
In Haynesville?
He's buried in Haynesville, Louisiana.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And law enforcement shoot his tombstone up every December.
I remember a story, maybe you told it then, or maybe it was just one of the speeches.
And it was crazy. Mike Africa Jr., the Move fella, you heard him? Mm-hmm. He just commented, he talked about it. And some lady put on there, is there any proof? See, this the damage, you know what I'm saying? The black community particularly goes through, you know what I'm saying? So it's a battle, so we make sure we cross our T's and dot our I's, man.
Yeah.
It's a protocol we have. You know what I'm saying? We come down, the political checks and balances about what's correct about, you know what I'm saying, what this is, and we serious about it.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry that I was, in this hyper-local level of just not having thought about, like, I mean, again, this is all my free time, and I'll admit I could have made time. Certainly be like, hey, even when it first started taking off, people started calling it like, hey, so just so you know, whatever. And again, like, look, all I want is what you would feel appreciated by.
I got you. Not even me. I'm gonna talk to my. You know what I'm saying? For the record, I'm gonna talk to my comrades. You know what I'm saying? We do with people's investigation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We come through. A lot of people was like, man, Chad, what you even talking to them for? You know what I'm saying? See, we go above me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To go out and see. You know what I'm saying? To heighten the contradictions, because this is actually bigger than you. It's a line. That, you know what I'm saying, that historically how black people have been dealt with, you know what I'm saying, the music industry, the electoral, you know what I'm saying, even our movements, our leadership, you know what I'm saying? No, it would sound absurd to walk to another community, just, you know, to pop up, you know what I'm saying, and throw a name up there, you know what I'm saying, and say, man, let me, is this some way this active work is going on with this, so on and so forth? But, so the deal is to deal with these contradictions, which we got to do with. Let's heighten the contradictions. Let's have open, straight up, you know what I'm saying, conversations.
Yeah. No, and like I said, even just the whole reason of it is walking through that big, rich building with all these people's names on the doors and being like, the names on these doors should represent, like, real heroes in the community.
Yeah.
And so it is as simple as that, and my privilege. Like,
and those names. A lot of times people say, well, they didn't talk to people who care. It's kind of similar to the argument that they say in school, if you want black history, they say, well, what about white history? The reality is, it is white history. The reality is, it's those other names, it's a given. It's like in the movie industry. They say, in the movie industry, when if you ever talk about a different man, other than the white man, you must denote in particular, I'm talking about a black man, or, you know what I'm saying, or Mexicano man. Because when you say the man walked in the store, it's a given, it's a white man. You know what I'm saying? The whole thing about the attack, you know what I'm saying? It's a given. So a lot of them things, it's a given. They were great people. You know what I'm saying? But the deal is coming with Chairman Fred. Hold on, man. What's the politics? What makes him unique? You know what I'm saying? I've been places a lot of people don't know between Fred Hammond or Fred Hampton. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I can tell you, it's because he was so singularly important in my life. And thinking about how will I move in radical solidarity, and how do we get to political education? And it starts here, but it's not like anyone could give someone food, but that's not making them better.
Yeah.
That's not addressing their rent. That's not addressing their health. That's not addressing the fucking racial structure around all of these things. Like, yeah, everything's connected, you know.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm fortunate enough to have learned. Even going back to being younger, where it's like, hey, black people didn't all end up in these parts of the city accidentally. Every fucking city.
Yeah.
So how did that happen? Structural racism.
Yeah.
All these systems of oppression. Yeah.
I want to say this too. If you acknowledge structural racism, and you say that, another thing we try to be consistent, like we say, how do you see it? And the deal is, no one, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times we'll take information and subjective, like it just hit me, as opposed to taking into account, like it's a philosophical tool that we relate to dialectical materialism. Recognize I'm impacted by others and vice versa. There's one lady, she's in the movie industry. She talks about she said how Chairman Fred, how she respects this white lady. She said the respect she gave him was she grew up in the South. Her father was law enforcement, racist. She said everybody would bow down when they seen him. She said when Chairman Fred was she said when Chairman Fred speaks, she say she's seen how he didn't her father, the first time her father didn't try with Chairman Fred. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people learn about him indirectly, directly. You know what I'm saying? It's like a phenomenon. Like we just yesterday, Tupac's birthday. a young lady, 25 years old. She was talking about how Tupac's music still impacts her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this goes past the individual. You know what I'm saying?
Of course, yeah.
Like the legacies, the prototype. You know what I'm saying? Okay, the prototype. You know what I'm saying? How it impacts people. So we need to struggle to do that. Just say, wait a minute. Even though even with me,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I just said, man, you his son with you. I take into account the impact of the people, because it wasn't just a one police going on a ride that came and pulled the trigger on him. It was a whole orchestrated system.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So in response to that, you got to be a constant orchestrated of people and alignment. You know, so some points of unity, recognize and respect such phenomenon. As Chairman Frey, how we just got the Mars clock. You know what I'm saying? Mars beside God, we the next to the colonized community. Yeah. So we gonna, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna touch back with you. And you know what I'm saying? Comrade, send me back up here. I'm gonna go back and lay out a discussion. Tell comrade. You know, I'm let the record reflect. You said you don't. How you
Whatever
see
you want to happen. Actually, which I appreciate the organization all, but like, all that matters is what you want.
We'll follow through. We'll follow up on that. We'll follow up on that. Right?
Yeah.
Appreciate you as well.
And if there's another name it should be, if you want to think of it.
I'm not a dictator. I'm going back to my comrades and talk to the people. You know what I'm saying? See how we gonna
I appreciate your time.
Right.
And it's been great. Even when we were like, even just thinking about it, it's like, look, I'm happy to change the name. I'm glad you got me a chance to meet you. And I appreciate your time so much.
I'm real big about that. A lot of people critical. They criticize me about this. Chan, why you just don't go through this? Say it's a problem. I said, no, we need to heighten the conflict. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And see what's
I mean, all of this is free, and all of it came in free.
Yeah.
Everything here is just like into community.
Yeah. And I appreciate you. I know a lot of times, like even in the case of police kill people in the community, a lot of people, don't get me wrong, even put the discussion on reparations, resources are important. But the politics, I preface everything to politics too, though. And so that's why I keep my first question was the political solidarity with Chairman Frey. You know what I'm saying? I didn't come through like on no paper chase. I come through the political unity.
No, I appreciate it. That's why it's that name. It's not just because it's like he's great or it's a symbol. It's like
the political.
This is where we need to be.
That's you know what I'm saying. So I'm going back one plus and we follow up with you. You know what I'm saying? Any information you got my number. You need to send me, since I lay out to our committee that says how this according to Chairman Frey's legacy. I think it's how to take.
Sure. I have your email. I can email you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
Thank you again for coming through.
Okay, no doubt.
I'm so glad I happen to be here.
Right on. They say you call
I've been thinking about it all week. Just like, hey, and you don't owe me shit. You don't need to come by. So thank you for doing it.
It's my duty. I gotta come. It's my duty. Give me your email. One other number. Yep. Hello, how you doing? Good, you?
Appreciate you, Chairman.
You be our point person.
Okay.
Yep, no doubt. Right on. Pleasure to meet you. Right on. Say,
Yeah, it's still live.
okay. Woo.
I'll be back, Chairman.